Hey, look at that nice windshield. Oh, no wonder it won't pull. The yard guy comes down here and hoses off his lawnmowers. Left the valve on, but it didn't drip until I move it. Yes, that's a modified hydraulic coupler. So, we'll make it cleaner. See if we can get the bird poop off too. I believe it was Grumpy Farmer complaining about my windshield. I need to replace the wiper blades too, because they're just about solid. You know how that gets after a while. And I probably should just hose the whole thing off. Find out it's not tan after all. Well, tan with all these white and dark spots. And one thing about birds, they don't care what you have. Oh, anyway, this is what I'm doing at the moment, so I can see out the windshield, so I can go check the field. See where I want to cut first, and hopefully get to cutting. Really need to get to baling some more big bales, but, you know, I got, what, about 12 or 15 acres to bale. That doesn't take very long. As long as baling goes good, we'll actually spend more time on the road than in the field. But it does need to get done. Thought about doing some yesterday, but, you know, it's the one place the people usually got something going on weekends, and so we try not to be in there making a bunch of noise and a mess. This thing needs a real wash job. It's set in the wrong place too much. It's growing green stuff all over. But anyway, and the other place, it's like, the guy probably don't care, but it's one of those things. With what we pay for rent on either one of them, I'm not going to make any waves. They're both, well, the one's not that good a piece of ground, but the other one's a pretty good piece of ground. Must be some nice bugs. Bunch of yellow spots on my window. Get the light cleaned off. Maybe somebody will see it too. Oh, anyway, I'll get you something today. Show you a little scenery. Checking fields up here on the hill on the highway. Green strip right there in the middle of the screen. That's part of it. This is the last of what we planted this year, this spring. Well, it looks great, but doesn't have a lot of growth to it yet. And the state's up here painting lines today, so I'm stuck 7 miles an hour. Good thing is I only got, one more mile to go, and I got to turn off and check another field. Bad thing is that's probably where the paint truck's going to pull off and block the driveway. But I thought I'd get you a little bit, and I really blew it. Before I got up here, I was checking another field down on the flat, and I had a little baby fawn come out of the field I was checking onto the road right in front of me. I was nice and turned my overhead on and watched for the car behind me, make sure they didn't try to pass me and run it over. Then it disappeared in front of me, and I thought, oh, great. It's right on a blind hump in the road where I really didn't want to get out of the pickup. Didn't even think about grabbing my phone. Really should have. Ended up right beside my front tire and walked within 6 inches of the side of my pickup. I waited till he was past me to move on and watched him for traffic. But, yep, there's our spring oats. All the rainy days we had, and not enough to make it grow much. And she's got some weeds in her. I'm going to guess that it's not going to go get combined. I'm going to guess we're going to put that in hay, but not today. There's not enough there to worry about cutting. And there's some tansy for you. So I'll bring you back when I get down here where we finish planting. I just threw away 15 minutes of video. I went for a walk out there. This end of that old stuff is full of groundsel. You can see a nice patch of it right there. I'll go into seed. Thing with groundsel, you can spray it, and if it's even close to thinking about forming a bud, it will finish off and go to seed within a day or two. And even then, you spray it, as soon as it dies, another plant comes right back up next to it. Within 5 days, it's gone to seed too. It doesn't take long. It is very prolific. This looks a little better than the stuff farther up the hill. Still got a lot of radish in it. I'm thinking at the stage it's at right now, it ain't gonna combine this year. So we'll come back in and take it off for hay. I wish it was another 6 or 8 inches taller. We'd do it now. Stuff up the hill is probably ankle high, and some of this is knee high. A lot of it's ankle high. But if it was all knee high, yeah, I'd do it. I'm gonna end up skipping a bunch of this, but I can't see it from here. The back part of the field has very little groundsel in it. Looks a lot better than up here. So I'm going to go ahead and sneak in and cut it. I got to come up here anyway, because get you turned around here. See if we can see it. Patch up there along those trees. Other side of the little Christmas trees there. I got about 12 acres there. That's most of it's in volunteer grass from a few years ago, and there's about 3 acres that's in volunteer oats from last year. We cut it for hay when we were up here. It didn't make much. This little patch actually looks better than the rest of it. Better part of this is knee high. And yeah, I dropped the ball. I didn't get fertilizer on this up here. Catch 22. I also didn't get it sprayed. Why? Because we still don't have a sprayer to run. Yeah, I got to get that going. What I really need is like 3 people working right now so I can concentrate on something else. But that's the story of my life. A little thin right here in the corner because it's pretty much all clay in this corner. See if I can back onto their little berm over here like I did last time I backed out of here. Hey, I'm going to miss it this time. On the plus side, the other side of the draw over here, I didn't see any groundsel in it when I came by. Quite a bit of oats in part of it. Some frickin' blackberries, and kind of expect that. By now the landowner would have probably been in there and mowed off a bunch of that stuff that he knows we're not going to take, but he hasn't even got stuff mowed up by his house yet. He's like me, he's spread too thin and doing too much. So anyway, that's what we got for now. Got a couple other sorties I'll throw with this. We'll go from there. Just trying to decide if I go bale some hay this afternoon or come up here and cut some. Either way, I got to get some on the ground. And I always love it when the neighbors are good at raising tansy. Tansy and Scotch broom. 2 things that the state has listed that you're not supposed to grow. 2 things that they used to take care of people for them and find the hell out of them for it. Not anymore. They just let it grow and say, oh, it's a problem in these areas. Don't grow it. Well, take care of it and we won't have it spreading either. This used to be cleanup on this hill. It's only been about the last 5 years that tansies showed up here. So anyway, there's some of the view you had of that when I was disking it. I think it's when I was disking or planting, either way. Right in here's where the kids were taking the video. Incidentally, YouTube spanked my fingers for the music that was on that part of the video. They had the radio going. Oh well. But yeah, this is going to be garbage, but it's all going to have oats in it. They'll eat it. And I don't see any bad weeds in this, so we'll go from there. Hit the like and subscribe if you haven't, please. I appreciate that. And thank you for watching.